Hello, hello, and welcome to Grow to Glow. I am Dr. Thashna Walsh, your lifestyle ascension coach and therapist and a chiropractor. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, we are answering a question a little bit different from all the others, and it's about metabolic stress. I don't know if you've ever heard of metabolic stress, but metabolic stress, someone wanted to know what it was and how to combat it. Um, because I guess it was mentioned to her, Jolie. This is for you, by the way. Um, it was mentioned to her, and somebody mentioned it to her. She'd gone to see someone, and they said, "Your body is in metabolic stress." And so she's like, "I didn't understand what it meant. So I wonder if you can answer the question." So metabolic stress, basically, if you imagine putting a lot of negative things into your body, right? Eating a lot of cake, thinking a lot of negative thoughts, feeling just not drinking enough water, not resting well. What happens inside of the body, right? If you are not giving the body the nutrients that it needs, and you're giving the nutrients that it doesn't need, then what you have is this imbalance inside the body. Okay. So the more of the junk that is in there, more of the toxins that are in there, you're leaning towards metabolic stress. Okay. So if you imagine when you eat a lot of junk, eat a lot of red meats, don't drink enough water, don't eat enough vegetables, probably drink enough, don't eat enough fruits, then you don't have anything that's taking those toxins away from your body. So what your body does in a very clever way is convert these things into fatty stores best way that can. It just converts what it can, and and if you can pull out what it can, then it allows you to do that. And if not, then it just gets stored and locked up in your gut, right? And over years, it just stays there, becoming more putrid and more disgusting and just stuck and hardened and calcified in and around your gut. Now, people call this a midlife spread. They think you get to your 40s and the hormones set in, and then, things start spreading out, right? But a lot of times, that's not what it is. It's just a lot of stuck toxic stuff inside of the body. And often toxins get wrapped in a layer of fat and stored in and around the organs and in between the organs, under your skin, in your gut, and various other places. Okay. Now, when these things get stored, like I said, you get that distension in your body, right? Once upon a time, when you were a kid, when you were like in your 20s, you were this petite person. Now suddenly you're this big broad person. You're thinking, oh, what happened? Right? You start detoxifying the body, taking the toxins out, going on a detoxification program to start detoxifying the body and start giving the body what it needs. In that video that I did called Do You Need a Detox? I advise you strongly to go and listen to it because it goes into more details than I'm going to go into right now. Because if your body's in metabolic stress, then you're going to need a detox, right? Because that kind of stress is like a silent. Sometimes you don't know anything happening. Some people may have high blood pressure. Some people may get signs of symptoms on their skin, show them that something's going on. The nails, you get fungus infections. You get regular colds and coughs and various other things that are giving you little signals that something isn't quite right, right? You shouldn't be getting a cold and a cough. Your immune system should be nice and robust. And if it isn't, then there is something going on inside the body that is not in balance. So your immune system is being challenged all the time. So my advice is to get a detox. Start drinking lots of water. Start thinking and thinking well, right? That's a whole other topic on its own, thinking well. I mean, I've done a few of these, but I continue to do them because the more you can look at it in different ways, I guess, the better it sinks in. It's not about positive thinking because people that's like a big buzzword out there. You got to think positive, got to think positive. And I don't think people know what that means, right? What that means is you have to transform the whole of you, the way you speak, what comes out of your heart. You really need to let go of any limitations, any sour feelings, any negativity that's coming from your heart. All these learned old behaviors that we still carry, we need to release those so that what comes out of us naturally is positive. It's not you thinking it and then speaking it, it's you being it and then it just comes out of you naturally. That's what positive thinking, positive way of life is about. All right. So it's a whole transformational process. So metabolic stress is a chronic stress, right? It takes a little while to build up. And then as it builds up, you go, oh, one day I was fine, and next day she collapsed. One day I was fine, next minute she got this problem. Now when she's fine, next minute she's got this. And the body can only deal with so much stress before it starts acting out and you start, excuse me, seeing the results of what's going on. But it didn't mean that it just started the day before. It's been building up within you. And that's what, excuse me, metabolic stress does. So when people suffer from heart attack or stroke or any sort of conditions like that, IBS, all of the Crohn's disease, these are things that have been building inside their system over a period of time. You're born with these things. This is stuff that you've been exposing yourself to, certain chemicals, certain foods, certain way of life. Um, and so that lifestyle catches up with you eventually. All right. So to combat that kind of stress is like combating any stress. It's decompressing. It's getting the parasympathetic system where the healing and the repair can happen stimulated. All right. So you need to calm the sympathetic system that is in fight flight, that is just constantly just looking out, going, what's going on? Right? You're not being chased by a bear. There's no need to be in sympathetic fight flight mode all the time. Right? So you got to chill. It's time to chill. It's time to clean up your body. Okay. So weed, seed, feed. Weed out all the crap. Stop eating them. Okay. Or lower them down little bit by bit. I'm not saying you can't have, a cake now and again, but 80-20. Try to balance the ratio. And if you're in metabolic stress in a chronic way and it's causing problems to your physiology, to your health, then I suggest you cut it out, right? Cut it out because things like cancers feed from the stress, right? So it's a lot of sugar you're putting inside of your body, and that's what it's feeding from. So you cut it out and you recognize that that will slow the progression, right? But obviously, whatever treatments you're being given at the doctors, I am not going to say tell you not to have those. Please go and do that. That's important. But as a prevention, you're meant to eat well, treat your body well, and it will treat you well, right? There's a, a quote, and I don't remember by who, but for he who has no time for his health today may have no health for his time tomorrow. Powerful stuff, right? And let your foods be your medicine because the foods that you're eating that are giving you the metabolic stress, those are the things that you need to let go of and start eating the thing that you go, oh, I don't like vegetables. You need to eat vegetables. Vegetables are important for mopping up the toxins, for breaking down the fibers, especially in the meat. It helps to break down the meat, especially like red meats and stuff like that. I mean, in all meats, but especially red meat, that takes a long time to break down. And if you're not eating enough vegetables, you're going to have that stuck all over your gut for years on years, right? According to some scientists, it takes about a year for red meat to digest in the body. All right. So if you're not eating vegetables, you're not drinking enough water, where do you think it's going to go? It's just going to get stuck around your body, right? And yeah, make sure you're eating enough fruit. The fruit, especially like the citrusy fruits, you should be eating a variety of fruits anyway, because all the fruits have different functions, right? But some fruits are for binding the toxin, the stuff that needs to be taken out of the gut. It binds it up, right? So when you poo it out, it's nice that that big firm poo is locked in with all the fibrous tissue from the fruits, right? And also the vitamins and minerals that are helping to clean and clear and keep your body fresh and healthy, right? So, metabolic stress, any form of stress, needs to be dealt with in a very specific way. Weed, take it away, take all the bad stuff away. Seed, start eating the good stuff. And feed, constantly. Start feeling, nourishing yourself. Make it become a habit. Create a new program within your system. Okay? There are lots of women out there, not just women, women and men, who want to lose weight. They want to lose weight and they've got all this excess weight and they just don't know what's going on. And especially when fatty stuff start growing inside your body as visceral tissue in the visceral areas of your body, that's the hardest one to shift, right? If you got it on your skin, it's not so bad. You can just shake that out, go for a run, go for a walk, and you can burn that off. But this fatty stuff, especially around the belly, around the love handles, where we don't want it, but that's where it goes because that's where the abdominal areas are. That's where all the organs, the main organs are, right? So you feel that distension and you get that big belly and that big spread, right? So you want to get rid of that. A lot of times women go on these diets, and yes, they go on these diets and they get there. And then what happens? As soon as the summer is ended and they enter into the winter season, it's like you're mainly on the sofa. You're not going out now to the gym as much because it's kind of cold and wet outside. Right? Or some kind of something happen in your life and you start getting focused elsewhere and you forget all about taking care of your health. You start eating all the rubbish again. You're not looking after yourself. Why do you think you return to that? You return to that because there's a program inside of your body. There's a program inside of your mind to say, you must remain big. That is your program. It's either there to protect you or to give you the attention that you want, but it's a program that you created when you were younger, when you were maybe a child, right? So what reason you created it, I do not know until we go into some sort of RTT session or some sort of therapy session to analyze what's going on deeper in the subconscious mind. It's impossible to know. You might know or have an idea, but a lot of times, sometimes even that idea goes even deeper. So until you change the program, until you start saying, actually, no, 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 no. I need better for myself. I need to know what this program is so that I can put it aside and put a new program in that's going to tell me then, oh, I eat healthy foods. I drink lots of water. I sleep well. I'm not on my mobile phone 24/7. I know when to put that away in the evenings and have time to relax, decompress, and come back to me, putting my system back in parasympathetic and sympathetic balance. Okay, so where are you on the scale of stress, metabolic stress, or any other kind of stress, whether it's anxiety, some sort of depression, whatever kind of stress that you're going through? Weed, seed, feed, get some help, right? A lot of times we need help. We don't know where to start. We never heard of these concepts before. We don't know what to do. Get some help. Links are below for you to reach out to me if you need some help. I do rapid transformational therapy, and I do that also isolated from the actual growth to glow coaching program. The growth to glow coaching program is a 10-week program, and that is basically to create a new version of you, the version of you that you want to become, that respects you, that is all about ascending you to the levels that you want to be. It's about letting go of the old identity and living in a new one. It doesn't mean that you're not gonna be in the same relationships. Of course, you're going to be in those relationships, but you'll be able to bring more positivity to those relationships, more life and light to those relationships, to be a better version of yourself, to inspire those relationships in a positive way, as opposed to just being stuck in mundane, in stress, in heaviness. Okay. So if this is appealing to you, please reach out. Please reach out wherever you are in the world, whoever you are. I am happy to help as long as you speak English because I only speak English. Um, all right. And yeah, be kind to yourself. If you're finding that your body's doing things that you don't want it to do, don't go. I had a patient that came in yesterday. Oh, I'm 70 something. So of course, you expect your body not to be in full health. I'm just like, why? Why do you expect that? And I really had to have a good talking to her. Just like, why would you expect such a thing? Because if you expect it, guess what? It's what you're going to experience. You expect it, you're going to experience it 100%. So if you're experiencing some things that you don't like, let's start looking at the headspace that you're carrying. Like, really, do you think that this is normal for your age? Especially women these days, they turn 50 and they think they're old. Like, what is that about? That's just kind of crazy and ridiculous, ladies, right? 50 is not old. 50 is your new beginning. It's when your kids have grown up and now you have time for yourself to really explore, to become everything. All of those plans, all of those dreams, all of those things that you had to put on the back burner. Now is the time, right? Now is the time. Now is the time you revive, you relive, you revitalize, right? Now is the time. Okay, so if metabolic stress is your thing, it's time to look within. How can I clean up all this stress that I'm carrying? Because a lot of it is not just physiological, it's a lot of it is mental. It's things that you're thinking about. You're thinking that, oh, and I looked at my mom, she was like this, so therefore I'm going to be like this. But it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. That's a lifestyle choice. You get to choose, you get to decide, right? So when you have a choice, it's like, is it this one or is it this one? And then when you decide, you cut off one of them and you hold on to the other, okay? And therefore you just sit in the pathway of whatever this one that you've chosen. So if you've chosen to be um, more positive person with a healthier body, a more healthy mind, doing this specific thing in your life for success, whether it's a business or something else, whatever it is you're chosen, I've decided I'm going to stay this path, right? There are other paths available to you. And this is what this program is about. It's about taking you from where you are now and showing you to the prize of who you truly are. Okay? So reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out. So, Jolie, I hope that answers your question about metabolic stress. Need a detox, need to start drinking more. Please go into my videos and find the video called, I think I'll link it here actually. Um, Do you need a detox? All right. And that will also help you get more information. I can't give you any sort of advice on how to detox. Unless you're in my program, okay? Then I can give you some information on that. But outside of that, unfortunately, I won't be able to. But you can find lots of stuff on the internet. But just make sure you read deeply and fully and get the reviews and on before you go diving deep into something. All right. The idea is not to starve yourself. Right. The idea is to eat nutritious foods and relinquish the ones that are bad for you. But at first, you have to probably let go of all of the foods and only certain foods like fruits and certain vegetables you're allowed to eat and really purge your system. So lots of juicing and things like that. However, that's all I can give you for now. All right. Thank you for staying tuned. Again, if you haven't subscribed yet and you're watching, please subscribe. Please support the channel so that it continues to grow and spread. I'm doing this all organically. So I really appreciate you subscribing. And if you like the video, please just click that tick button or that thumbs up button to say yes, you appreciate this helped you, and share. If it's helping you, then it's probably going to help somebody that you know that is close to you. I appreciate you being here so, so much. I am Dr. Thashna Walsh, giving you and sending you lots of hugs, lots of love. Stay light, stay bright. Until next time.